Alright, jerry-rig everything back here with the LG G3. Today we're going to take it apart, show you how to fix everything on it. The screen is actually pretty difficult, but I'll explain that in a second. We're going to go ahead and take off the back of the phone, the battery, the SD card, and the SIM card if you have one in there. And then there are 11 screws around the outside of the phone, as well as 2 screws right next to the camera. Go ahead and take those all out. And then I found it was easiest to take my pry tool and put it up right around the corner of the phone, and that would kind of release all the little clasps on the back plastic housing on the top. One really cool thing I like about this phone is that this power button right here is connected to a bunch of little connections or connectors right inside of the top that connect onto the motherboard. So if your power button ever stops working, make sure all these little connections are clean and they're not bent, and that should fix any power button issues that you've been having. There is the loudspeaker down at the bottom of the phone, and if you ever need to replace this, it's kind of the same deal as the power button. You have the 2 little connectors right there, as well as the silver speaker itself, and there's a chance it would come with the plastic housing when you buy the parts, or you would just need to swap it from your old phone to your new phone. There are 4 ribbon cables connecting the motherboard to the housing. Lift all those up. You got the front camera, rear camera, and then you have the screen stuff down here at the bottom. Remember, any replacement tools and parts will be found in the video description below, or right below this video is where that's at. So go ahead and look there if you need any of these replacement parts. The motherboard lifts up and out. Make sure not to kink any of those ribbon cables that you just pulled off. Nothing else is really replaceable on the motherboard. You have the charging port down here at the bottom, but as you can see, it's soldered in. There's really no easy way to go about repairing that unless you have specialized soldering tools. Same thing kind of goes for the SD card slot and SIM card slot. I still think Samsung has the most repairable phones out of all of the smartphones, but you know, LG is doing pretty well. The front-facing camera does pop out and shoot across the room. It can be replaced pretty easily. Same thing with the rear-facing camera. If you ever need to get those out and clean them or anything like that, they're just kind of held in with double-sided tape. Remember, any replacement tools and replacement parts will be found in the video description below. So go ahead and check that out. Also, don't forget to leave any questions down in the comments. I do respond relatively regularly. Once that's back in, you can see that the earpiece also pops out. If you ever need to clean any metal shavings or anything out of the top of that relatively easily. And then you're just left over with the screen. So the screen is the glass on the front, then the LCD, which actually displays your content, and then the plastic frame. So there's a good chance when you buy your screen it won't come with the plastic frame. So go ahead and just heat the phone up to about 80 or 100 degrees Celsius, and that will allow the glue to separate from the frame and your old screen. So keep that in mind if you ever decide to repair the screen by yourself. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop the motherboard back into place, making sure that the ribbon cables are not kinked or anything below the motherboard when I put them in. And remember, they kind of snap in just like Legos. You'll definitely know when they click into place. I'm going to go ahead and clip the top 2 in, and then the bottom 2 down that kind of are in charge of the screen and the LCD. I'm going to clip those into place. Once again, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. And then as you're putting in the bottom plastic part, just make sure all of the edges are clipped in. Same thing with the top. Clip all those edges in around the outside. And then make sure to get all of the screws in there. You got the 11 around the outside and the 2 by the camera. Put your phone back together again. Hit that power button and you're done. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I do respond fairly regularly. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.